Hey everybody, my name's Jessica. I have my business bestie Dana and the beautiful, amazing, talented CEO of the company that we've partnered with, Hugh and Grace, here with us. We're going to kick off by turning it over to Sara. And Sara, we would love if you share a little bit about the mission of Hugh and Grace and why you guys started this company and how what impact that we're making already in such a huge area that people are needing to be educated about.
Yeah, so hi everybody. My name is Sara Jensen. I'm the co-founder, co-CEO, and mama to Hugh and Grace. I like to start with our personal story, the why. Why did we create this company? So I was the oldest of six growing up. I have four sisters and a brother, and I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I got married young, got married at 23, started trying, and my husband and I went through 14 years of unexplained infertility. During that time, we spent a ton of time researching, making huge life changes. Flew across the country meeting with world-renowned experts in different medical verticals. It was our sixth round of IVF where we were the best doctor in Beverly Hills. And I start sobbing and saying, why, like, what else can we do? I was an ultra marathoner and I stopped running because the doctor told me the running chicken didn't lay the eggs. I was doing acupuncture 3 times a week. We're making huge life changes, and all we ever wanted to do was to have a kid. And it was then when the doctor said, what chemicals are you spraying around your house and what skincare and home care products are you using? Because those products impact your hormones. And when I was during fertility rounds, they're really trying to monitor and work with your hormones. And I'd never put two and two together that I would always, during every round of IVF, I was prescribed a hormone cream. And I rub it on my skin, get my blood levels tested the next morning, my hormones had spiked. And not thinking, oh, if that tiny amount of a cream could impact my hormones, everything else I was rubbing on my body and impact my hormones. The amazing, wonderful part of our story, and the reason we're all here, is my husband's sister volunteered to be our surrogate, and she gave birth to our Hugh. And then my sister, a year later, said, I want to try to give Hugh a sibling. So she gave birth to Grace. So we have our Hugh and Grace. The name Hugh means heart, mind, and spirit. Grace means goodness, generosity, and love. That's what brought us our children. And those are actually our company values. But it was really when we finally had our kids, and I couldn't sleep. First of all, when we were first learning about hormone disruption and we were thinking hormones and fertility, because that was our sole focus. But as we looked more and more into the research and seeing these chemicals are linked to autoimmune diseases, anxiety, depression, obesity, cancers, and the list went on and on and on. Yep. I said, Ben, like, we know so much about a topic that people don't know about, that they're not aware. These are issues that impact every single person. We were so fortunate. We were so fortunate, first of all, that we had very successful careers, that we could afford to go to these world-renowned doctors, that we could afford every single thing we did. And we had family members come help us have our dreams. But this truly impacts everyone. And how can we pay forward? Because we were so fortunate. How do we pay forward what we were given? So we said, okay, and I'll talk about our professional careers. My husband was operating a multi-billion-dollar family office in Beverly Hills, overseeing global investment strategy, turning around companies, really working with our best people, incredible people. I've always worked in philanthropy. I had my MBA from USC, and I was working with our top alumni parents across the country, bringing in meaningful transformational gifts. So I had great relationships with some of the most influential people in our country. And we said, sometimes you look back at your life, you're like, oh, we went through these 14 years of hell, and we know these people. And let's what kind of solution can we create? We actually started with the problem. And so what we said, we need to create a really simple, easy solution for people. And we need to make it easy, duplicatable, so people feel like these are meaningful changes that they can have in their life. So we said, we went to work, we resigned with a newborn and a barely 2-year-old. We invested all of our liquidity into the business. We said, let's go. So we have world-renowned doctors on our medical advisory board. So we consulted with Dr. Jenna Fotiades. She found a company called Million Marker. It's the very first personalized chemical exposure test. And we said, what's the fastest way we can help promote hormone health and reduce chemical exposure? We start with skincare. So what goes on your body gets in your body. So we have skincare. Then a year later, we launched wellness, and then we launched home care. So keeping it really simple, what goes on in around your body has the power to disrupt or benefit your hormones. All of our products are hormone supportive. Let's talk about hormone health benefits. Hormone health benefits are mental clarity, less stress, better sleep, clear skin, weight management, longevity. These are all things that we all want and need in our lives. So we said, okay, let's create one statistic we learned during all of our research is that average American woman puts on 12 products a day, which is over 160 chemicals a day. Average man puts on over 80 chemicals a day. And we're exposed to hundreds more in our environment. And so that number can sound overwhelming. And sometimes if people feel overwhelmed, they don't start. We said, how do we make this really simple? We call it simple swaps. Think about your morning routine. Think about your night routine. Think about your skincare routine. These are things that we can all control and simply swap out better performing, gender neutral products that are safe for kids, safe during pregnancy, that people want to use, that are luxurious, that are elevated, that yes, they're anti-aging. My skin's better at 46 than it ever was in my 20s and 30s. But products that are truly meaningful. Let's talk about our business channel because we were trying to figure out when we were formulating our products 6 and 7 years ago, people did not understand. We're not talking about hormone health. They are starting to talk about it now. It's super exciting. And we're getting incredible momentum because people are starting to understand the impact of hormone health. But back then, no one was talking about this. And we said, if we're going to create a solution to a problem, like what does a holistic solution look like? Holistic solution includes awareness, content, education, community, and products. So that's direct sales. How do we modernize direct sales? How do we make it elevated? How do we make it where you're authentic? You're already, I ask my friends what they love. I don't want to be targeted by an ad. So like you want to be like authentic. And so we said, okay, so how do we modernize direct sales? So we have an advocate model. People can enroll, they get 25% discount. All my friends are advocates because they want everything on our site. I tell people, I'm like, I don't have an ego. I don't, but I do have an ego when it comes to products and putting my kids' names on the products. These products truly are incredible. I can tell you that stat. We have less than 1% return rate, which is unheard of in any industry. We have over 50% of our revenue is on subscription because people love our products. They buy it and they use it and they love it. Our average order value goes between 125 and 135, depending on the time of year. And so they're able to get good income. You're not having to sell a lot of a smaller product to make income. And then also we get to partner with people who care and people who care about making impact. That has been the coolest thing. I was saying on this call earlier before we hit record, like we were featured at the Beverly Hills Hotel this week for the Tower Cancer Research Center. They do amazing work in cancer research, and they have oncologists that recommend Hugh and Grace products for patients going through chemo. Our fertility doctor, the best fertility doctor in California, is world renowned, but they recommend our products for anyone going through IVF. We offer meaningful products that really help people. Our advocates are incredible. We have people who, so the way to join as advocate, and Jessica and Dana can talk about their experience, but it's so interesting when we were finally expecting, and we were so private with our infertility struggle because month after month after month of failure. First of all, I didn't want people asking questions, but then all of a sudden we were expecting, and I'm not showing, and I had to say that my sister-in-law was carrying her baby, and it was such a life lesson for us because I was terrified to tell people we were expecting because I thought I'd be judged. I didn't know what to say or how to do it. And the minute we shared and people heard our story, we had people come to us and say, oh, I have a thyroid issue, or I'm struggling with depression, or I don't, we went through infertility or whatever it is. But all of these things are due to hormone disruption. And to be able to create simple swaps, simple solutions, lifestyle products people love, it's been incredible. Jessica, Dana, do you guys have any, what did I miss? Did I miss on anything?
Nailed all of the things that we are going to ask you. I think that was so powerful. And I love how would you like to elaborate a little bit on some of the partnerships like IAN and some of the different
Yeah.
that we have?
Yeah. So we partner because hormone health is trending and there's a lot of influencers, a lot of information out there that's unfortunately not correct. And so we've been very fortunate. So Institute for Integrative Nutrition actually approached us as the world's leading health education platform. Deepak Chopra is our chief wellness officer. They have a hormone health course and they have a Hugh and Grace scholarship for that hormone health course. We've had amazing brands come to us. Four Seasons, Waldorf Astoria. Rodeo Drive Women's Health Center on Rodeo Drive sells our products. We offer master classes. We have world-class content and I also love, because people sometimes, we if you want to dive deep into the research and data, we have all the product one sheets, we have formulator calls, we do world-renowned doctors, we do expert QA, we have all this stuff there. But I also love that you don't have to be a hormone health coach or expert to be able to be successful at Hugh and Grace. Our two top sellers, one is a hormone health expert, and she can go and dive into the data and dive into how these products work. Our other top seller says, look how amazing my hair looks. I'm in my 50s. I always had hair extensions. I don't need hair extensions anymore. And so I love it because you don't have to be a chef to recommend a great restaurant. I purposely, I've been offered hormone health courses. I'm like, no, because I want to be able to authentically say, like, I promise, like, we do the routine. Okay, so you want to think also about duplication. Because people, if they say, I care about hormone health, where do I start? Because we have skincare, home care, wellness. We launched the routine a year ago. The routine is 3 products first thing in the morning, every day. People buy the routine, 70% of consumers purchase again. Incredible. People feel the results. You can take the supplements, 2 supplements on an empty stomach. I put collagen in my coffee and Hydro Detox. That is been in and now we have the protein plus hormone support, which is incredible. But these products truly work, and enough where people, the data tells the numbers. People love it. And so when you feel better, you look better, you do better. I feel like when you know better, like, I cannot not tell everybody. It's something that it's so meaningful, yes, but to be able to create solutions where people are making real impact in their kids' lives, in their lives, in their loved ones' lives, it's amazing.
I love that. Dana, did you have any other questions before we let Sarah go?
No, I just was thinking when you were saying that, like, that was what really like sold me on the routine, because I have struggled with brain fog for years, like terrible brain fog. And within a week, I would say it was 80% better. And I don't know, it really got me thinking, like, how many products we've tried and we've ordered and we've done all these things with, but do you actually feel an impact from them? And it really kind of made me think back, like, I've tried a bunch of different collagens. I never really saw much of a difference. Same thing. So I love that you can trust all of our products are clean and they're safe and you have the certificates behind them, but they're also so effective that you can trust anyone is going to benefit from them.
Thank you. People asked us, because I do, I'm like, okay, our kids' names are on these products. Now that they asked us before we launched, they said, how do you know that you're gonna be successful? How do you know? And I said, we figured out how to have 2 genetic children without me giving birth. We figured things out. And where we were not perfect. I put that out there. We are about progress, not perfection. And we will always have room to grow, but thankfully we have our advocates that help support us. And so Ben and I make plenty of mistakes. We are normal people, but it's really cool to be able to make these simple swaps, to make things that can truly impact your lives in such a cool way. And I would be so honored to partner with you.
Love that. I have one more question for you before we let you go.
Yes.
What is your vision for the future? We know that people like to partner with a company or a person who has a clear vision for, where are you going? What are your hopes and dreams for the company as we move forward?
Yep. So our products are for everyone in this world. Everyone in this world needs our products, and we are actually pre-launching Canada next month, which is incredible. So global expansion, yes. Our business model, though, I say, is for leaders, and so really finding the right people to partner with and who care about making impact. Yes, making great income. It's interesting having worked with so many a lot of billionaires from my previous job. And it was so interesting because they would go and they'd sell their business or have a huge financial transaction and go into depression. And so when Ben and I had our kids, we said, what is our definition of success? Like, not the world's, but what is me and Ben's? It was to spend time with family. It was to be around positive people and it was to be around people who uplift. And it was to make meaningful impact. And so that impact is when partnering with real people who care. not just, we didn't create this brand because we wanted to make money. We loved our careers, very successful careers that we loved, but we did this because it was something we could not do. When you know better, you do better. And to be able to partner with people globally. So yeah, so global expansion, we're launching our hair care line in January. We have lots of interesting products in the pipeline, but to do it where it goes on and around, consumable, so you as entrepreneurs can make great income as well. But to really do it with people who truly care, it's that. To find all the great people,
Yeah.
partner with them, and to grow this to be a very large, sizable company. My husband's operated global portfolios before. This will be one of them.
I love it. Yay. Thank you so much for your time, Sarah. We really appreciate you. We want to respect it. Have the best time with your family on your travels. And
Thank you all.
yes, absolutely. Dana and I are going to stay on just for a minute and share a little bit more about our stories, but thank you so much for sharing.
I want to say thank you guys, because I feel like it's such a beautiful thing that you guys really do lead from the front. Like the culture we have here, the mission oriented people, the quality of people that come in, it really starts with you. And we just appreciate so much that you take your time and you pour your energy and your heart into sharing with us. And just, it's awesome to know that you guys are always there in the trenches with us while we share this and while we grow. So we're super thankful for what you created.
And thank you. No, it took a lot to have our family. It wasn't just me and Ben. It was a lot of people. So we have a very different definition of family, and our advocates are an extension of our family. We are doing this together. We care. We're out there. I'm also knocking doors. We're talking to every single person. But it's an honor to do it with you guys. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dana.
Well, how do we follow that up?
That was amazing. I don't even know if anyone needs to know anything else.
Yeah, really, but we do. I think we can tag along now and share why we kind of partnered here and highlight on some of the things that Sarah just shared about.
I agree.
Yeah. Sure. So I always really have to work hard to not make my story be a super long thing. But everything that Sarah just mentioned that hormone health impacts, I have had struggles with. Every single thing that, we talk about that you may not have any idea that are correlated with hormone health, like anxiety, thyroid issues, fatigue, my brain fog. Like there's so many things that when you start to really like uncover and open your eyes to all this, you're like, oh my gosh, this affects everything. Like, and I think that sometimes that's something I know to be important as we share the Hugh and Grace mission is really trying to help people understand this isn't just like, oh, it's a non-toxic product and oh, like you should use our home cleaner. Like this is truly something that impacts your health, your quality of life, every bodily function that you have, and can truly make such a huge impact, not just your body, your health, but your family and even generations, the next generations. Because the super wild fact I learned was that we pass toxins along to our children when they're born. They have done studies when babies are born that they are born with a lot of toxins in their systems. And that is something like we can have a generational impact if we are making these simple choices and simple changes. So I personally, a little bit of my backstory, I had a near-death accident when I was in my teens. I've had a ton of surgeries. I spent a lot of years on heavy medications, having no idea how much it was impacting my gut health, my hormones, my stress levels. And so, fast forward to my mid-20s, and I really thought I was doing everything right. I was eating super healthy, I was exercising, but I was under a lot of stress. I was a single parent. I didn't really realize how much like caffeine and cortisol and all of this stuff like is really taking a toll on your body. And when I hit, my early 30s, I was diagnosed with underactive thyroid. I was diagnosed with significant hormonal imbalances. I was struggling with such horrible fatigue, brain fog, just like debilitating daily symptoms. And that was where I really started to deep dive, like, how did somebody like me that lives so healthfully end up with this? And I do feel like what Sarah said is so relevant that when you start to realize this, it can feel really overwhelming. Like, where do I start? What do I change? Do I get rid of everything I own? Like, where do you start? And I loved that once you start to realize like the transparency of our certificates of analysis of our products, of the ingredients that are in them, how they are formulated to be so effective to help so many things, it makes it so simple because you don't have any more guesswork. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I had like a graveyard of like natural deodorants. Like, you try so many different brands, like hoping, will this work? Is it as great as it sounds? And you can waste so much time and so much money. And then on the flip side, where she talked how much we have like top world renowned education, because I was for years trying to find health podcasts, going and reading stuff online, buying all these books. And it's a lot of stuff to learn. And like she said, you don't need to know everything, but you can empower yourself to learn this education as you go and make swaps as you go to really overall better all improve your life. And it's just a mission that was super easy to latch into, and I'm so proud to be a part of.
Oh, I love that.
What about you?
So Dana and I, we met, gosh, 7 years, eight,
Probably
eight
longer than that.
years ago, maybe. One of the things that really connected us was trauma. We both, when we were younger in our childhood, almost died. And so we have this really kind of twisted humor sometimes in that I hit by a truck and she got gutted by a boat and boat run. So it's like, it's really awful. However, I would say the thing that more connects us is our response to that and what
Yeah.
we've decided to do with our life, and that we really are mission driven people in everything that we do. We want to, I feel like it's a part of our healing process is knowing
Yeah.
that we shouldn't have survived. We shouldn't,
Yeah.
neither one of us should. And God gave us another opportunity on this planet. And so we want to live it fully and help as many people along the way as we can. And that's what, brought us to our previous company. And then, along the way that started feeling out of alignment. And like Dana had said, fitness and nutrition is amazing and important, but it's not everything, because how many women have we worked with who were so unhealthy and they were working out every day and they were on this like really structured nutrition plan and they
Yeah.
were anxious and depressed and had horrible hormone symptoms and their gut was a mess. So
Yeah.
that was really, there's so many things that really drew me to Hugh and Grace. I will say that when I first talked to Sarah, I was not in a place where I wanted to make any professional changes, but I entertained conversations and I had over the years. And I had a conversation with her, and she is the most genuine, humble,
Yeah.
but impactful CEO I've ever met. Her and her husband both. So her husband, Ben, they're both co-CEOs. And talking with her and hearing their story and what their mission is and what they're determined to do, it was so easy to be to have that like overwhelming, I want to be a part of that. Like, I want to be part of that. And I think for you and I both, it was because we are mission driven and so are they.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
like, I don't have the platform that they do, nor do I have the energy to create one.
Or the resources.
For the resources, yeah, I don't, and neither one of us do, but they do. And the fact
Yeah.
that for both of us, this past year has been awful. It's been
Super
so,
stressful.
so stressful. But
Yeah.
Sarah's the kind of CEO that knows what's going on in our lives and that checks in.
Yeah, she does.
That is like unheard of.
Unheard of.
That she
Yeah.
about when there's so many people, so all
Yeah.
those things are really important, and exactly what you had said, Dana. So at our last company, I became the Ask Jessica. Do you know about this product safe, or
This
what's the
ingredient.
ingredient need? And the whole network would be like, okay, go ask Jessica. And I wasn't affiliated with corporate, but that is something I've always been passionate about. So when I first looked into the sourcing, the ingredients at Hugh and Grace and saw that it's all there, like our new protein that we just launched. They lead from the front with their certificate of analysis that's third party done, with their sourcing of where the protein's from, and it's so well done to empower people to understand their own body and how we can support it in a simple way. And so I would say that while my background is in healthcare, I'm a registered nurse and certified holistic health coach, and I've taught about it for over a decade. You don't have to be that. And like Dana doesn't have that background, but it doesn't matter. I think the thing that unites us is our mission, is
Life experience too. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we are very like knowledge seeking people. We want to know, we want to understand. We like will find all those things to understand. I know you helped me a lot in my personal journey when I started struggling with adrenal fatigue and thyroid issues and trying to like understand this like iceberg of a like what is going on with my body? Why do I feel like this? You don't necessarily have to have that to start to learn about it, to start to educate yourself, to start to be better understanding of how your body functions, but also how you can help people feel better too.
and it's free. Like that's what's so crazy. The education that
Yeah.
offered from
Yeah.
professionals who go to school, and doctors and fertility doctors and the hormone specialists, is free education that they're constantly pumping out to us as advocates to be able to learn for people who want to. And that
Yeah.
I think is just so valuable. So I guess we should probably wrap up, but moving forward,
Let's highlight a couple things
take it away.
about the business first. I think some of the things that drew me really into the business, aside obviously from the mission, from the products, from wanting to be a part of something that's not just a business, but it's a movement, right? It's a culture. It's a, um, I feel like personally, if you want to do really well in business, especially, and maybe this is just how I think because you and I are very mission driven people, but you are going to work far harder to like share that with people when it's something you truly believe in, you're something you're truly passionate about, right? You are just like, I can't, like, I have to share this with people because it's so exciting once you really start to understand it all. But I know there were a lot of things that were something that I didn't necessarily know I was looking for, but as soon as I started to realize how different it was, because sometimes there was this quote that I saw that said something like, sometimes we have to give up good to find great, right? And when we don't have something to compare it to, it's really hard to know, like, oh, that would be so much better, or I would like if this was different, because we haven't had any different of an experience to know that. But when I started to really learn about the actual like business structure and the compensation plan, there were a few things that I was really drawn to because of different experiences that I've had over the years, and things that I was like, if I'm going to do something and I'm going to build something again, there are things that I want to be different. Um, Number one, like just like we have non-toxic products, we kind of have a non-toxic hustle culture. Like I know I burned myself out, and I know I was not the only one that happened to. There were many of us that worked ourselves into the ground, like truly. And I don't think we knew any better at the time. That was just kind of what the culture was, what we were, trained to do. And that was something I never wanted to do again. I was like, I will not sacrifice my health, my peace, my sleep, my sanity, my family time. Yes, we will work hard, but our business is so much more simplified, and it truly is about quality instead of quantity here. So the way that you get to build is so different, and there is none of that toxic hustle culture. It is far more sustainable. We lead with joy. That's kind of the energy on our team, and the culture that we have is you go your own pace, and like, oh, something's happening in your life, cool, take a step back until things resolve and then come back to it. And there's no like guilt or shame around those things. So that's so important. Our affiliate plus model, there's so many different avenues you can build and have success here. There's not one way to win. It's not like, here's the structure, everybody has to do it this way. It's, are you great at social media? Awesome. You can build there. Are you great in person and you want to work with retail? Awesome. You can do that. You just want to be an affiliate. You don't want to build a team. Cool. You can do that here. Like everyone can win here, and do this in their own way. we have products at all different price points. So no matter who your customer is that wants to be helping and they want to start embracing lower toxin living and swapping out products, any price point, there's, ways of entry. I think we can give gift cards, you can earn product credits. Like there are so many um, things that are built in to be incentives to help not only advocates win, but help our customers really win and be happy and well taken care of here too, which was really important to me. And then one of the things that I specifically was looking for, knowing that if I did this, I love the team component. I love mentoring women. I love helping women see, like I was a newly single mom when I started network marketing. I had no business experience, no social media experience, knew nothing about anything. And I was just like, teach me. Like I am coachable. I will learn. I have work ethic. If I'm passionate. And I love helping women see, like, you don't have to have a background in this stuff. You don't have to necessarily have business experience. Those are all benefits with whatever gifts or skills that you come with, but you can latch into something and you can really make something beautiful to contribute to your family or have a sense of purpose or have a community or earn the ability to travel, or just open up the doors to a little bit more freedom in your life with what you can create here, and then to feel happier. Like I know the last few years, I really struggled with, getting up every day and not being super happy about where I was at. And since I have come over to Hugh and Grace and really latched into this, like I wake up excited again, which it makes me want to cry, but like I really do. I wake up again being like, I have something I'm super excited to work towards every single day. And that is just, it's such a gift for so many of us that feel so disconnected in our day-to-day lives. We're so busy. We don't have that human connection. We're going through the motions, and you need that sense of purpose. I don't think a lot of people really realize how much you do need that and how much that changes your life. So do you have anything to add to that?
That was so powerful. So powerful. Going back to the business structure, I have a family friend who owns a salon, and she has a wholesale membership with you and Grace
Yeah.
because where you have special packages that are extra discounted. You get 35% discount on your orders, and they have a whole retail setup to make it basically plug and play. And she does great with it in her salon. There's chiropractor offices, spas, like Sarah had mentioned, Waldorf Astoria, Four
Yep.
Seasons. There's I just wanted to emphasize exactly what you had said, that there's so many options to do business how you want to do it, which is going to
Yep.
maybe how I want to do it, which may be different how someone else wants to do it. And our comp plan is so simple. It's not our previous company. It was very complicated.
Yep.
We were not taught necessarily, like the culture of the whole company wasn't taught to build it in a sustainable way. We talked a lot about time freedom, but the reality is that if you
We had none.
there was like a special club that you got kicked out of, and like you felt like everything was falling apart, and
Yep.
at least for me, I created dependence, and I loved the people. I loved the community part, but the business side of it, it just wasn't
No,
sustainable
it was
for
not. And
any people.
yeah, and I think I don't remember if I mentioned that, but the way that we have structured for new advocates coming in with our boost program was something that really excited me, because I felt like, again, I didn't have anything to compare it to. So in my mind, it was something I had done, but I was doing this full time already. And so I had women that were working full time, and it just like it really was too complex for them to do what I had done. And I think that just it created a feeling of a lot of people feeling like they were failing or they couldn't be successful, when in reality it had nothing to do with their capability or their skills or that they weren't doing the work or showing up. It just was, the structure itself was too complicated. And I loved that we had that here. Like we have an ability for you to come in, for you to win. It's simplified. It's very easy to get out there and start sharing about. And that was really important to me, because I knew if I was going to bring women into something again, that I wanted to feel wholehearted, that I was like, yes, you can win here and you can do it in your own way.
Absolutely. I will also say where we're moving forward. This is like primarily women dominated company, but everything that we represent is amazing for men too, because men also have hormones. And
Really? Yes.
Fine. Crazy. Um, and unfortunately, testosterone is drastically declining in men nowadays, and their estrogen levels are rising. And one of the major reasons why that's happening is because of cosmetics. It's because of what they're putting on their skin and the fragrances that we're surrounded by. And so I would say I love that we serve the whole family. And you touched on this earlier, like the
Yeah.
generational impact of our kids, like, and how
Yeah.
switching these products out for our children is making it a really amazing positive impact for them and their foundation that they're getting moving forward. And so I think it all really goes back to the mission, like the mission that we have. The problem in our world, especially in our country, is so rampant, and we have an incredible solution to offer people, no matter
Yeah.
what age they are and where they're coming from. So that's a really amazing business place to be when you have such a powerful solution for a huge problem.
Well, and I think we are extending something we kind of were already talking about. Like we talked a lot about nutrition labels and looking at ingredients and like what isn't good for our kids. And now it's extending that conversation in a bigger way. And I think it's something that people are starting to wake up to, which is really, really exciting.
So true. And
Yeah.
it's not just a supplement. Like we're not just
Yeah.
selling a supplement or a product to put in your
Yeah.
body, but it's like we have organic cotton ropes and so many things
Gua sha tour.
so many exciting things.
BTW, our lip mask is amazing.
Is amazing. Oh my gosh, so many of the
It
things.
is.
I just
Yes.
I
Yes.
I think we're good. Yeah.
I think we're good too. Yeah.
I would say if this
I
resonates.
just want to say, I was just going to say, like, be open-minded because I know some of us, if you've come out of other companies or you've had certain experiences, sometimes we tend to write things off entirely, right? Like we kind of have these like black and white brains where it's like, like not doing that again. And we've talked to a lot of the women that we've worked with here at Hugh and Grace, and a lot of us felt that way in different and for different reasons. And I would just say, like, be open-minded to the fact that things can be different, that things can be better, that things can be elevated, but you will never know if you don't really take a look at it for yourself and to ask questions, like ask the hard questions. I think we covered a lot of what most people would ask here. But if you do have questions about the compensation plan or the business structure or how it works when you get started, or how do you learn about the product formulations, like anything that you have questions about, ask them. Like ask them for your own knowledge, but to make sure that you are really in alignment when you are going to join a business, because that is so important. Like when I chose this business, it's because I knew if I was going to move to another company, I was only going to move once. I wasn't going to move and switch 2 years from now. Like I was like, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm going to build something big and beautiful here. And I want to be here 10, 15 years from now. Is this the place that I can really grow and a mission that can grow with me as my life changes? So something to consider.
I love that. If you've been watching this and this resonates with you, please reach out to us. I'm sure you have our contact information if you got this. Someone on our team sent this to you, then please reach back out to them. And we would love to link arms with you on this really powerful mission that we're a part of. So thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.